Join me, Mark Windows, for Windows on the World live every Sunday 9 to 11 p.m. GMT. Check out our archive and programme stream at windowsontheworld.net.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Climate emergency. I know it's turned out nice again, but worse is to come. My voiceovers clearly say so. Recently, I was lucky enough to share the world stage with a Swedish climate activist, Greta Thunderbird. And now, as an exclusive for BBC Media Action Worldwide, I am able to talk to her elusive sister, Greata Thunderbird. So, Greata, what's it like having such a famous younger sister?
It's doing my head in. She keeps telling everyone our house is on fire. It's not true. The emergency services are suing my parents and the neighbours are furious.
But surely there is a climate emergency.
Well, Greta and my parents keep banging on about it. But the overall picture, even from the IPCC, says it is perfectly normal. No change in extreme weather for over 100 years. And in the bigger picture, we are in a remarkably stable period for weather. Just check the ice core data on the real historical evidence and watch out for the ground solar minimum. It's going to get cold.
So are you saying that your sister Greta, the UN and 97% of scientists are wrong?
No! They are just lying. And there is no scientific consensus. Greta lies all the time. She just repeats what Mummy and Daddy tell her. You need to look at your sources. You've been sold a pup.
But global temperatures are rising. Our house really is on fire.
Are you some kind of conspiracy theorist?
No, of course not. I work for the BBC. Are you saying your parents would lie about such a thing?
Oh, yes. They're actors. It's earned them a lot of money. They love all the attention too. They fly all over the world and I'm stuck in Sweden all the time.
Can't you go anywhere by boat like Greta?
No! My parents just tell me that the sea is full of plastic, so I've got to stay in. Sir David, please stop lying so I can go out. It's not fair. Why can't I ever have any fun? Whoa upon me. My parents say my carbon footprint is too big. But I'm only size 4. Look at the size of your feet. Your carbon footprint is massive.
Oh, yes, size 10.
And
yes.
you leave it up all over the world.
Oh, yes, I do, yes.
Whoa. Upon me greater than Greta.
Oh, dear.
And to think that I am the cleverest in the family.
Oh, yes.
Why can't I be a youthful idiot? Oh. Why can't I get my hair plaited and travel the world? Because I'm a climate change denier. I'm a climate realist. I study real data. I'm the only Thunderbird that isn't a globalist puppet. Do some research. Go check the data yourselves. Helvety Javlar. Out! I say, out! Go set your own house on fire!
Well, that's it from me, Sir David Actorbore, and this week's climate emergency. Until next week, damn, it's turned out nice again.
Go to hell in Swedish. I'm going to follow you forever. Climate realism will prevail. Revenge will be mine. Ha 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 ha! That will show my pigtailed tyrannical sister. It is time for me, greater than Greta.
Join me, Mark Windows, for Windows on the World live every Sunday 9 to 11 p.m. GMT. Check out our archive and programme stream at windowsontheworld.net.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Climate emergency. I know it's turned out nice again, but worse is to come. Welcome to Climate Matters with me, Sir David Actorbore. I like that bit, Sir, yes. Today I'm reporting on the journey of Greta Thunderbird, who is proving that the climate emergency is real by sailing instead of flying. And of course
David? That's a logical fallacy. Just because Greta sails instead of flying doesn't prove that there is a climate emergency. Are you sick or something?
Oh, Greata, you're Greta's sister, aren't you? How are you?
I'm stalking you until you stop lying, like my sister lies, like the UN lies. You better stop lying, David, or this won't stop.
I will continue to report the findings of the IPCC and indeed the BBC on this, the sixth mass extinction.
No one is going extinct, except your audience. Do you know how many TV licenses have been cancelled since 2017? More than 860,000 TV licenses were cancelled in 2017-18 compared to 798,000 in 2016-17. That's according to figures obtained by The Times, by the way.
That's too much information for me. The media is the message, and we broadcast all over the world. Media Matters and BBC Media Action infiltrates. We have advocates in most countries around the world.
Yeah, they infiltrate and interfere. That's why that woman was put in prison in Iran.
At a time when people have begun to talk about Earth's climate emergency.
What emergency?
It is understood that climate change is already happening in the countries in which BBC Media Action works. Our communities are already experiencing increasingly powerful droughts.
No more than usual. And they are not your communities, they are other people's. Get out, you globalist communist scum!
Flooding and extreme weather are all
There
around.
has been no increase in extreme weather events in 100 years, according to the IPCC, who wouldn't know a fact if he turned up at their conference and bought them all dinner.
The poorest people are the ones who feel the impact of this increasingly variable weather most, and who find it hardest to recover.
You are interfering in the governance of other nations. Everyone's check out Media Action, the BBC infiltrating and subverting countries all over the world with their fake agendas on fake climate mitigation.
So until next week, remember, climate matters. We love you, Greta, and bon voyage.
Are you trying to wind me up? That spoilt sister of mine will get to know the truth when she gets home from sailing around the world. The emergency services have called the police on her. She keeps saying our house is on fire, and it isn't. Stop lying, Greata. There will be big trouble when you get home.
Bon voyage, au revoir, Greta. And that's it from me, David Actorbore, and this edition of Climate Matters.
That's not it from me, Greata Thunderbird, the not-so-secret sister of the mini pigtail dictator. She is in such big trouble when she gets back to Sweden.
Thank you also, Greata Thunderbird, sister of Greta.
Communist scum! Off our streets! Communist scum! Off our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Join me, Mark Windows, for Windows on the World live every Sunday 9 to 11 p.m. GMT. Check out our archive and programme stream at windowsontheworld.net.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Climate emergency. I know it's turned out nice again, but worse is to come. Welcome to Climate Matters with me, Sir David Actorbore. That's Sir to you, yes, and me, David Actorbore. This week I'm looking at the sixth mass extinction and the decline of indigenous species around the world. The fate of many species compared to that of lemmings running blindly off a cliff to their own destruction. Yes, just like the lemmings, many species are running off that cliff to their own extinction.
David! It's me, Greata Thunderbird, sister of your favourite globalist glove puppet, Greata Thunderbird. You better stop lying, you know.
And the fate of the lemmings as they ran
That
across.
Lemmings documentary was a pack of lies. Lemmings don't commit mass suicide by running off cliffs. When Disney made that documentary, they couldn't believe how boring lemmings were. They are even more boring than you, so they made up a story about lemmings running off the cliff. The film crew pushed them over and filmed it. It was a lie, David, a big, fat, profitable lie, like your climate change, the Facts documentary, which is also a proven pack of lies. with no facts.
My producer is asking me to carry on, despite the interjections from the little-known sister of the greatest climate activist that ever lived, Saint Greata, the great Thunderbird of Sweden, now a world-class yachtswoman braving the seas.
No, she isn't. She has a crew, a cook and a stylist with her, and I'm not little known anymore, David. I'm stalking your lies every week, and it won't stop until I get a school strike. All those kids are going to sit outside their schools until you disappear from the TV and get lost forever.
And so the sixth mass extinction has seen the demise of most of the Arctic, the walrus, and of course the polar ice.
The ice comes and goes. The walrus were scared by your camera crew. You lie more than Greata.
We face irreversible damage to the natural world and the collapse of our societies, but there is still hope, if dramatic action is taken to limit the effects over the next decade.
You moron! Mitigation for the non-event that will not happen anytime soon, but we got to pay for it with carbon taxes. The only thing that threatens our societies are globalist stooges like you on the World Bank.
In the 20 years since I first started talking about the impact of climate change on our world, conditions have changed far faster than I could ever have imagined.
Yes, you imagined it, like my sister can see carbon dioxide. Wait until the schools go on strike, until you are removed from all media. Wait until the climate emergency is cancelled.
The catastrophic effects of global warming have ravaged the polar ice and threatened the stability of everything we hold dear. Our planet, Mother Earth, our home.
Right, I'm getting a yacht like Greata, and I'm going to follow you to the ends of the earth. I'm going to take over your show and tell the truth.
If we act in time, we can surely avoid this catastrophic collapse. See you all next week on Climate Matters.
Yes, see you all next week on Climate Matters with me, Greata Thunderbird. That's good night from me, the new host of Climate Matters.
And good night from her and me, Sir David Actorbore.
Oh, give it a rest.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Join me, Mark Windows, for Windows on the World live every Sunday 9 to 11 p.m. GMT. Check out our archive and programme stream at windowsontheworld.net.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Climate emergency. Only joking, it really has turned out nice again. This is the David Actorbore. For many years, I have supported globalist-backed organisations, NGOs, UN lobbyists and even the BBC. I have grovelled unashamedly and sold myself out for money and fame. But now I am supporting not only climate realism, truth and fact, but also Windows on the World. I am asking for your help in this, the sixth mass extinction. Sorry, old habits die hard. This wonderful sunny day. The Earth is in a stable interglacial period, and yes, it really has turned out nice again. Windows on the World works tirelessly with little support, and unlike the BBC, no funding whatsoever. I, David Actorbore, now a reformed catastrophist, would like to take this opportunity to ask you, the valued listener, to help Windows on the World. Yes, to help keep the show on the road, and indeed the airwaves, do please consider making a small and even regular contribution through the PayPal button on the homepage at windowsontheworld.net.
That was very good, David. If you weren't such a proven liar, I would believe you are really supporting our work. But something tells me
Please, can you untie me? I won't do any more propaganda for the BBC. I promise. I won't tell any more lies.
Well, David, not yet. We need you to make a few more confessions. Remember that me, Greata Thunderbird, and my puppet sister never forgive, never forget.
Can I still do my after-dinner work?
No.
Can I please increase my carbon footprint by flying to a nice sunny place?
No.
Oh, go on.
That's it from Climate Matters with me, Greata Thunderbird. Please help Windows on the World.
Oh, can you untie me so I can have a biscuit?
No.
Oh. Mayday, mayday,